I got to. It feels so good just to know they winning at the end of the day. Like, know they providing for their family, know they doing the right things, keeping their head out of the bullshit.
We just got to talk about this one thing shaking the hip-hop world, and if you're not tuned in yet, you will be soon enough. There's been a lot of rumors about YBN Nahmir and what he's been up to lately, namely Nahmir choosing to leave GDs and join the Crips instead, and it looks like he finally revealed why he opted for it. Everyone knows that such a move is a pretty big deal, and that'll definitely leave a lot of heads turning. You can't just go from one gang to another like that and not expect folks to be asking questions. Gangs are formed through loyalty, and switching sides, well, that ain't loyal. However, before we dig deeper into why YBN Nahmir just switched sides all of a sudden, first we gotta check out his background. Who is Nahmir, and where did he come from? How did he end up in the music business anyway? And lastly, why did he switch sides? A lot of people are surprised by the fact that YBN Nahmir got introduced to the rap world in a pretty uncommon way. In fact, having a music career wasn't even on his radar for a long time. It was just a hobby initially. His ticket to the rap game came through gaming. Nahmir was a passionate Xbox player, and his Day One fans know him from the days when he used to play GTA. He used to freestyle during his stream sessions, and that caught the attention of his audience. This is how it all started for him. He wasn't the only rap dude in his gaming community, though. Soon after he started getting some attention, he met Almighty Jay, who was also playing GTA. That's how Nahmir and Jay linked up initially. The two of them started freestyling during their gaming sessions, and believe it or not, this was how Young Boss, or YBN, started rolling back in 2014. It's funny that they both had one of their first records made as diss tracks. Who were they dissing? Well, they dissed each other. It's no secret that Nahmir and Jay didn't get along well in the beginning. That changed quickly since the fact that they both hopped on track in order to diss the other kind of brought them together. It was a sign of mutual respect. Before you knew it, Corday, who also used to play video games, hopped on the YBN train, and the three of them grew popular together. They were at the forefront of the movement, even though there were plenty other members in the crew too. The turning point for these guys was 2017, when the track Rubbing Off the Paint got released, and it pretty much changed their music career forever. Ever since this track, they started making a lot of noise in the industry. Talking about this track in one interview with Adam22, he said,
Ever since then, I was just like taking music serious. Like, it was something that motivated me out of cuz. Like, woke up and my video was at 50,000 views, and I was like, damn.
Even though years and years went by, the track aged quite well. People are still banging it even these days. Comments show the appreciation. It's crazy how many people in 2022 is going to be returning to listen to this legendary song. Say what you want about Nahmir, but this will always be a classic. The trio had quite a tour back together in 2018. They even produced a mixtape together called YBN The Mixtape that got plenty of spins. However, everyone from the group was making records and touring separately as well. This was not a good sign. Just as it often happens, if the fame comes overnight, it also disappears the same way. That was kind of the case for the YBN collective. A lot of folks found their group disbanding inevitable. Nahmir himself said that the reason for it was outside pleasure, bigger fish in the game, just chopping off what they wanted and leaving the rest out to dry. Corday thought it was just a natural thing where people were going to go their own ways and kind of grow out of it, but the public had something to say about it too. Some speculate the reason for it was because Corday was just so much better than the other two. He was more talented, and it felt for a minute that the YBN squad was just holding him back. The public opinion was in alliance with that argument. One fan wrote, "Everyone knows Corday will be the only name people remember in years to come. His music is beyond the others." Regardless of the reason, the group fell apart. There's no denying that everyone from the group had their own thing going on, that YBN was just some sort of code, something that represented that everyone from the group came up doing the same thing, but that too was short-lived. Both Corday and Jay decided they want the acronym removed from their artist's name, and that kinda hurt Nahmir. He wasn't shy about showing his feelings. A little after he figured out what happened, he went on Twitter and he made a post about it. He tweeted, "They left this YBN in the gutter. Remember that. I'll turn it up myself. YBN Nahmir." So what did Nahmir do? Well, he started kicking it solo. In March last year, he released a solo album called Visionland. He got a lot of big boys for features, such as 21 Savage and Ty Dolla $ign. Even though the album wasn't successful as YBN Nahmir probably anticipated it would be, he started doing his own thing, at least. The album also went down in history because it reignited a flame between Nahmir and his boy from YBN, Jay. It got pretty intense between the two. They started calling each other out on social media and started a beef. Among others, one of the other things that that Jay called out Nahmir for was switching gangs. In one of his IG lives, he called him out because he was posting pictures with the Crips and claiming he a part of that group, even though there's an old pic that Jay found where Nahmir can be found rapping with GDs. Nahmir said that he thought about moving from Alabama a long time ago. Even back in 2017, when he did an interview with Fader, he mentioned that he thought about moving to California. Most of his friends I've met on the internet were from the Bay Area anyhow, but switching cities don't mean switching gang affiliations. Jay recognized that right off the bat. Jay just thought Nahmir was pushing a story for no real reason whatsoever with this gang stuff. He always thought he was gonna put him in a weird position one day because he ain't a real street dude and that he never will be one. In an interview with Ack, he said,
I fear that this nigga gonna end up doing something like to try to prove to himself in the world that he's so tough, bro, that he gonna end up in jail for doing some dumb ass shit, bro. For just trying to prove that he this nigga, that he don't even got that to do, bro.
All this was probably ignited by the famous Instagram video where Nahmir himself talked with Jace and said that he actually is in the Crips right now and that he don't mess with his old gang no more. The guys who were in the call asked him how he went from GD to Crip. The only thing that Nahmir had to say was, it happened. That was hilarious for a lot of people, and they weren't holding back with letting the community know how they felt.
Explain yourself. All you gonna open your mouth and say is some dumb ass shit. You're not gonna answer the question. Nigga, what the f you talking? How you? I'm gonna let you talk. How you went from GD to Crip? How I went from GD to Crip? It happened.
You GD Crip, that shit was beyond funny. The fact that Nahmir just decided to switch gangs like that tells a lot about his character, and since he pretty much admitted to it online, it had a lot of people asking questions. He wasn't about that life, and that's something that no gang appreciates and respects. Jace commented on the video later, since he was the only one who actually did the Instagram live. He wanted to know how you can flip from GD to Crip when he knew Nahmir from back in the freestyle days when he was rapping in front of his car and throwing up GD signs. It probably would have been wiser for Nahmir not to say anything or to deny switching sides, but now, it's too late, man. King Yella explained why this is a problem and how it will reflect on not only his future career, but his personal life too.
What I do have a problem with is niggas being pancakes. So if you flip from one gang to another, you'll do it again. You gonna probably move to Mexico and flip to a fucking Norte or Solareno. Y'all did what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense of the shit y'all doing. Like, now I just see the video, you getting LB. Now you got Long Beach tatted on your stomach. Or you from Birmingham, Alabama. That's like me tattooing Las Vegas on me. Yeah, I live here, but I'm from Chirac, bro. Like, nigga, everything about me is Chicago, man. Y'all gotta make this shit make sense, bro. I don't understand. Is this the new trend? You niggas flipping pancakes? Nahmir, you know I fucked with you, man. We was tapped in. You know what I'm saying? But nigga can't respect that. How could a nigga even trust a nigga like that, bro?
AD and Ace Boy Pun also left their opinion on the whole situation with Nahmir switching gangs. AD said that at least half the Crips crew actually is rocking with Nahmir. He saw Nahmir with some influential Crip members. However, Ace Boy Pun was warning AD about how the situation might develop further in the future. Oftentimes, it happens that members start turning on each other since they didn't all grow up on the block. If something like that was to happen, Nahmir will be the first one out. Just like Jay, he too is afraid that Nahmir might crash out to prove a point. Someone who's an entertainer like Nahmir can't be doing stuff like that. What AD said next is a strong statement. He thinks he's now affiliated with the Crips because of his status as an artist and someone with clout.
You could be a nigga with some bread and start hanging around niggas, and niggas will let you bang the hood. Am I lying?
It may as well have been the case. It seems like folks will do anything just to get a hold of some dough. But what are y'all thoughts on the topic? Is Nahmir ever gonna become a true Crip even though he didn't grow up on the same block and earn his respect? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure to check out this next one, and as always, remember to keep it RIZZLE.